This is hard. This is fucking hard. What's the fucking point?
And people are like, whoa, what happened? Like, what?
Fucking done.
To the limit. To the limit. To the limit.
So there we go, an all body push pull sesh at Body Flex in Quedgeley. Such a nice gym, beautiful community of people. There's a lot of equipment, very spaced out, and such a nice temperature in here. It's nice and warm, gets you sweating as long as you're putting that hard work in. Yeah, really feeling the pump. Whew. But yeah, very, very nice gym to come to. So if you're passing in the area, do pop in. This video is a bit hard. I mean, to be fair, I've just had Premiere Pro display a very significant glitch. As I was editing this video, it decided to not save, which is the one thing I do throughout each of my videos. Whenever I'm editing, I save every 10, 20 minutes at intervals. I always make sure I click save, and I click save, come back to it a couple of hours later, and yeah, my work's gone. So yeah, how ironic and how fitting the title, This Is Hard. No, but actually the main purpose of this video is basically just to discuss when we hit those walls. Obviously I've hit the wall with Premiere Pro. I know fellow editors out there will understand what I mean. It's full of bugs and glitches. I don't know if anybody else has experienced the whole, you know, I'm gonna delete your footage kind of thing, but that's what I've just experienced. So now I've got to re-edit all this just after I finish speaking here. The main point of this video is to discuss when we hit a wall. And it's very easy to hit walls, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. However, the one thing that we can all rely on is support. And even when we think there's no support around, there's always people around that can support us. Remind yourself that if you don't know how something works, you can always do research, and you can always plan, structure, learn through the process as well. I've obviously just learned with video editing that it is very fucking stressful, and it can be an absolute bitch. After you get a little bit frustrated with it, you realise, you know what was the point of being frustrated? There's just no need, because at the end of the day, it's happened. And even though in the moment it feels like it's still happening, after 10-15 minutes I'm like, you know what, cool, dust myself off and then crack the fuck on. Because I can't make it go back. You know, I can't make a software correct itself and function how it should function. I can only rely on Adobe to sort that out. So hopefully they hear this video and other videos, and hopefully they fix these bugs, because they are very irritating when you work very hard on things and it's all gone, despite you clicking save. And I know there was a time recently when I hit a wall. Strangely, it was a professional wall, and I genuinely thought, I don't know how I can overcome this barrier. It's not often I hit professional walls. Personally, I navigate, you know, through problems. I wouldn't say around problems, I navigate through. I always identify what the problem is, and I do my best to deal with it accordingly and to learn through getting through that issue and resolving it. But recently I hit a professional barrier that definitely knocked me, and I thought, you know what, I don't know if I can do this, and what's the point of my effort? What's the point of me trying? So it really had me in a bit of a mental spin, where I was still grounded and I was still calm in the moment, but I did reevaluate briefly and think, why am I doing all this shit? It's not worth it. When actually the reality is, it is worth it. Too fucking right. I put too much into it. I was like, you know what? Those people who are trying to put a negative spin on me and what I do, I thought, do you know what, actually I'm better than that. And not only am I better than those people, I focus on myself and others when needed. I'm not obsessed with other people who are out there to try and get people through hate and through victimization, discrimination and all the rest of it. So because I'm better than those people, I rose above it slowly, and I started to reevaluate the original reevaluation. And I started to realize that actually I didn't have to do any of that. I didn't have to reconsider, reevaluate. I was fine how I was in my lane, and there's no need for me to sit there and worry about other people, because if they want to throw hate and try to cause issues to try and obstruct me from just having a conversation with somebody, or even just achieving one of my goals, then that's on them. And personally, I think they should focus on themselves, and not only look at personal development, but I think people who hate and try to cause issue, I think they also need to use that energy on themselves doing what they want to do. Because ironically, those people will complain about the world and say, oh my god, the world is going to shit, and oh my god, people hate me. And it's like, no, you're actually the one putting that negativity out there. So it is very ironic. But I'm not going to turn this video into a rant. I think it's sometimes one of those situations where you've got to give yourself a wake-up call and say, do you know what, I'm better than that, and dust myself off and crack the fuck on. It's very easy to get into the routine and habit of thinking that it's not worth it, but in the end it is worth it. And whatever the goal is, whatever the end result is that you want, it will happen. You'll get there. But you just have to sit there and say, do you know what, those people, do they have value to me? No. Do they care about me? No. Do I need to focus on them or focus on myself? Focus on yourself. But once you reevaluate the situation with a few little questions to yourself, it's easier to identify where your focus should be. And that should be yourself and others who you are looking to either help and support or try to inspire. Because it's very easy to get caught up in all of these negative waves, but you just need to be on a nice, chill, positive wave. In the moment, it doesn't feel it, but when you step back a week later and you're like, why the fuck was I worrying about that? It's not worth my time. So like I said, this video is not a rant, but it's just a simple message out there that it's easy to get caught up in these things, but it's just as easy to pull yourself out of these situations. And if anyone's going to let you doubt yourself professionally, or emotionally, spiritually, or however else you see yourself, then that person's not someone you want to hang around with, and it's not someone that you would want to be involved with or rely upon for support or information. So focus on yourself, stay in your lane, and be the best of you. Because like I even said about Adobe Premiere Pro, it wants to fuck around, so I'm going to let it fuck around, and I'll still get this video out because I know I will. Whenever I set myself a goal, I always achieve it, regardless of who or what wants to get in the way. And I guess that mentality of I will still do what I want to do or what I need to do also helps drive and motivate, because I know I'll get this video ready for 9 AM on a Monday every week, irrespective of how ill I am or who wants to get in the way of it or what wants to get in the way of it. I will always achieve it. As long as I want to do it in my life, I will achieve those things. So nothing's going to stop me from doing it. And the same goes for you. Don't let anything or anyone stop you from doing what you want to do. So on that note, take care, much love, and as always, we'll make the movement. Watch my previous video here, and I'll see you on the next one.